Hello, Royal Family. Welcome to Alkebulan Shule, a complete family learning experience. Alkebulan Shule's goal is to provide a unique global perspective by teaching both students and their families about countries that represent the African diaspora. We are so excited that you have decided to be a part of our program and am looking forward to going on this African journey with you. No matter what we look like today, we are all directly descended from African ancestors who evolved on the African continent. In fact, the roots of every family tree traces back to Africa. Likewise, the roots of civilization itself can be traced back to Africa. In this class, we will be going on a journey through over 200 years of history. Here at Alkebulan Shule, we will learn about civilizations all over the African diaspora. These civilizations were some of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. We will examine their way of life, spiritual beliefs, family structure, and many more. We will also explore several tribes across the African diaspora and study the different aspects of their culture that was unique to them. In studying culture, we will explore their ancient art, food, language, and even spirituality. And we will also discuss the role that spirituality played in their lives. We will learn about ancient African contributions to the world. You can find the influence of African culture in every subculture across the globe, and this includes music, dance, art, clothing, science, math, and technology. Every aspect of these elements is derived from Africa. We will talk about the transatlantic slave trade and how millions of Africans were abducted, traded, and marched toward the coast to be put in prisons, which can still be seen along the coast of Ghana and other West African nations today. We will explore the tense journey of the Middle Passage, where enslaved Africans were transported across the Atlantic Ocean to the Caribbean and the Americas. We will delve into how the labor of enslaved Africans and their descendants have laid the economic foundations of Western civilization. These Africans were embarking on a long journey. We will look at the lives of Africans during and post-slavery and discuss their struggle to adjust to a new way of life in servitude. We will look at how they were subjugated under a harsh and brutal system for 2.5 years and take a walk through their struggle for freedom. We will examine their many attempts to gain freedom, from actively revolting in the form of riots to fleeing alone or with the assistance of other ex-slaves via the Underground Railroad. Others chose to participate in the Civil War, fighting on the front lines in the hopes of gaining their freedom. We will discuss how they used their newfound freedom to gain power socially, politically, and most importantly, economically. We will go into how those strides were thwarted and how economic envy led to events such as race riots in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wilmington, North Carolina, and countless other cities here and around the diaspora. Over this course, we will learn that in spite of slavery, sharecropping, and in the Jim Crow era, African Americans and Africans across the diaspora made countless contributions to the arts and to science and technology, and in truth, to Western civilization as a whole. Our goal in Alkebulan Shule is to highlight this. Unfortunately, many of us are unaware of these accomplishments, and the history of these contributions have been erased or rewritten to undermine the ingenuousness that is Africa. We will talk about our struggle through the civil rights movement and our fight for equal rights and social justice. And this includes the many organizations and leaders that were pivotal in this time in our history. The fight to end racial injustice, and discrimination and gain equal rights under the law still continues today. The civil rights movement has paved the way for movements we are involved in the present day. Even today, you can find remnants of African cultural influence in tons of places around the Western world, from the Olmecs of Central America to the Afro-Colombians in Colombia, South America, and here in the United States. Take, for instance, the Gullah people of South Carolina, who have been able to keep much of their African heritage. We will also take a look at the Yoruba African Kingdom in South Carolina and discuss how they have been able to preserve their Yoruba history and culture. We'll provide students with opportunities to connect with modern Africa, which is very important. They will learn that human beings, no matter where they are from, are more alike than different, more reliant on one another than they realize. And the African diaspora has traditions with deep roots that connect all of us in a powerful and meaningful way because of our common ancestry. It is important that we understand that the past has created us, but we will define how the past will influence our future. We have a legacy of being the original people. Unfortunately, today's children are unaware of this legacy and are missing their identity. Some would say the struggles they experience today are a result of their lack of belonging, rootedness, and heritage. Our hope is to be the bridge that ties our students to their rich African history and enhances their sense of community. Welcome to Alkebulan, Shule.
Hi, I would like to talk to you today about the connecting aspect of Alkebulan Shule. You'll be able to connect with people in Africa in three ways. First, family reunions. Secondly, student projects. And third, business opportunities. First, when it comes to family reunions, did you know that you could do DNA testing when you join Alkebulan Shule? You'll either find family that you're related to or find the area that you are from. And either way, if you don't do the DNA testing and connect to who you're from, you'll connect with family in Africa that you'll become family with just because you're talking to them. So you'll be able to connect with families in Africa. And of course, you'll also become family with the Alkebulan Shule family. So of course, you're going to go on this journey with a few other families in America, and then you'll become family with them as we all embark on this journey to figure out who our ancestors were and what's available to us now. So next up, we have a video from a family who will be participating in the program.
Hi, my name is Obiebo Chinedu Emmanuel. I am speaking from Anambra State, Nigeria, West Africa. I'm very happy speaking with my brothers and sisters in diaspora through the instrumentality of Alkebulan Shule. I and my family are also very happy seeing you reconnecting with your roots, Africa. Here in Africa, we have a lot of good things and wonderful places, namely Agulu Crocodile Lake. We have Owere Zukala Cave and Waterfall. We have Obunike Cave. We have the Biblical God's Throne located at Aguleri. We also have, Aguve Miracle Trinity Tree still in Aguleri. We have palaces of various kings here in Anambra State, Nigeria, West Africa. We have our local delicacies and our local drinks. Namely, we have Oba, Abacha, that is Africa salad. We have white soup. We have bitter leaf soup. We have suya. We have palm wine and our local gin. Africa is a place to be, and we'll be glad to welcome you home. Bye.
Secondly, student projects. Are you a student and your family is connecting with a family in Africa? That's great. Well, guess what? You can be connected with another student in Africa who's working on similar studies to you. From my travels to Africa, I have realized that a lot of the problems they have are just tiny little problems that people at this point in high school could figure out because of the amount of information we're getting here and the resources they have there. So we would match you with a student who probably is in high school or in college, similar studies to you, and you both can figure out what passions you have, what issues you have, both in America and in Africa, and work on a project together that will bring you together and ultimately will culminate in you visiting them in November 2021. If you decide not to go on the trip, then at least you've been connected via ePal with someone similar to you in Africa, and that will definitely help you grow and learn so much about Africa, and they'll be forever grateful from learning about America from you. Lastly, speaking of African resources, we have the actual capability to build Black-owned empires using the resources in Africa and the knowledge we have from living here in America. Right now, in Anambra State, Nigeria alone, there are many, many huge opportunities. There's some smaller ones as well, and we'll talk about a few of them right now. For the bigger opportunities, number one, Anambra State, Nigeria, has caves and waterfalls. Did you know that? And so, what the government wants to do now is build an outdoor music area around the caves and make it a huge tourist attraction. Next, in Anambra State, there is a beautiful large lake called Agulu Lake. And they just built a gorgeous hotel called the Golden Tulip Hotel. So the hotel is thriving, and as you can see, there's a lot of land and opportunity here. They want to build attractions, museums, little tiki huts, maybe have boat cruises going on the water. There is so much opportunity here, and we want to make sure that people in our community get to take advantage of those opportunities. Next, as you can see here, there are many, many factories in Nigeria actually. So this is one factory where they hand embroider patches. These patches will be given to Alkebulan Shule members upon graduation of the Rites of Passage journey. But as you can see, they have a factory here and they're looking for people who are interested in expanding it. Lastly, when it comes to smaller opportunities, those are plenty, plenty, plenty. There are so many hardworking Nigerians and Africans who have generations of businesses, and they are looking for distributors or people who know anything about packaging and can help them distribute their products. So I have a video of a mother and son team. They make hand-dyed fabric, and he's wearing one of his pieces right now, and he has a message for those who believe that they can't trust Africans.
So like I was saying, we are good people in Nigeria. We are not all bad. I wouldn't want to do what people do not like. So I want to be honest with everyone because I want everyone to be honest with me. So I don't want to do what will hurt you because I wouldn't want to have the same thing.
So, as you can see, there are so many opportunities in Africa, definitely opportunities in Nigeria, and certainly opportunities in Anambra State where we will be going in 2021. So, why not start now to figure out what you'd like to do and get connected with people in Nigeria through us that you can build a relationship with? Besides the opportunities I've already shown, Nigeria also manufactures cars. We have Black owned cars, y'all. Nigeria also manufactures electronics, so that means computers, laptops, and so much more. My company, Menakaya Ministries, already has an agreement and partnership with the Anambra Nigeria Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora Affairs. So we will be able to connect you with families, students, and business opportunities. Sign up for Alkebulan Shule to go on the adventure of a lifetime.
Hi, I want to talk to you today about the experience part of Alkebulan Shule. At Alkebulan Shule, we want every family, every person enrolled to have the opportunity to experience all the great things that make up part of our ancestries. We have engaged opportunities for us to be able to travel to Africa to connect with the families that we'll be working with projects with, and EPALs that we'll be connecting with for the next year. Our goal is to have the families that journey with us through this journey to take an optional trip to Africa in November of 2021. So that gives us plenty of time to plan, make financial considerations, and get ourselves ready for this journey. In the meantime, we'll be making connections with great places throughout the country. Here in the US, we know of 2 villages of African descent, an Igbo village and a Yoruba village in the US that we'd like to include in our visits, as well as many other sites that focus on our ancestry and how Africa has made its presence here in the United States. We definitely want to take you all on the journey with us as we learn, experience, and connect to grow the way we need to grow as families. Welcome to Alkebulan Shule.
How we determine where we go depends on the group that we have. So if we have 10 people and all 10 of them are from, their ancestry is from the Erie or Erie Kingdom, Aguilera, Anambra State, then we will make our itinerary fit to that particular group. But if we have some people that have Yoruba and Igbo, then we oftentimes do a mixture, because we want to make sure that when you go to Nigeria, you're not just going to experience one culture. You go and experience several and are able to say that you went to the land of your ancestors. And if we're not meeting your folks, we're at least meeting folks that are related to the folks that you're related to. How we prepare is we put together the group based on who's coming, and then we determine our route based on what is happening on the ground. So now we want to make sure that wherever we go, we have a safe experience. So it's important for us to work with folks on the ground to guide us where we should and where we should not go. Not to say that there's a lot of wahala going on. Those of you that don't know the wahala word, will come back to it. But not to say that there's a lot of issues going on in Nigeria. I would say that every country has this little pocket of issues, and we work with people on the ground to know where those pockets are. And we make sure that we're prepared. We make sure that our itinerary is tight. All right, so how do we prepare to travel to Africa? For those of you that have never been to Africa, you need a passport, you need the yellow fever vaccine, and it's recommended that you get the malaria tablets. And this malaria tablets, of course, is for mosquitoes, prevents you from getting malaria while you're in country. So we leave here on one day, there's an overnight flight, we get to Nigeria the following day. Depending on where we're landing, we land either in the morning or we land in the evening or early afternoon. We will go directly to His Majesty's Palace to greet him and his council of elders. And then we would go to the hotel and we would uh, get our rooms sorted and get our luggages out and that sort of thing. And typically that night we will spend a good part of the early evening dinner at the palace, and with some of the elders, some of the chiefs that will be coming there. Um, um, Chief Naja will be on there as well as an elder and a chief. Um, and then the following day is usually the day that we go to the river, whether or not you go down to the river with the Ize so that he can bless you. It's actually a phenomenal thing to do. So that's, maybe 2 miles, 2.5 miles each way walking. And it's actually a really wonderful event because we get to go to the river with the Ize and then he walks. I mean, you know, you have to see it to believe how this man walks. The Ize is incredibly fit and he walks with like a man on a mission. And so when we're struggling and we're trying to figure out how we can catch our breath, he's like, "Come on, let's go, let's go." So it's almost like a military regime. So we walk back to the vehicle that takes us back to the palace, and once we get to the palace, everybody's running to get the water from the river because if you did not get a blessing at the river, he will bless the water at the palace. So everybody has their jugs of water and they get the blessing. And he usually says a few words before he starts the blessing at the palace of all the water. Okay. And so that's that day. And typically we'll stay around, we'll have lunch somewhere, and we might or may not have an afternoon free. That evening, we also spend it with the Eze and his family. The following day is the day of the festival, really, where there are all kinds of dignitaries that come in from all over Nigeria just to pay tribute and to participate in the festival. It's actually a wonderful all-day event from morning to end. All these wonderful tributaries, people getting chieftaincies, people getting awards, and every day ends with our conversations with the Eze. He really is like a father. He makes sure that we're okay. He makes sure that we're happy. But it is village life. So it's very low key. And then so the following day is the day that is the masquerade day. I mean, just, from morning to late afternoon or from afternoon to early evening, there are masquerades all day. People from all over, Igbos from all over come and they celebrate him and celebrate the Eri festival. And that's typically the day that we do the naming ceremony with the Eze.